All right, so here's a situation where we're adding some context into this. Um, he's got a matrix, 1, 1, 2, 5, and then 1950. So write the corresponding system of equations. What does each equation represent? Um, X represents, in this context, the number of 2-point questions, and Y represents the number of 5-point questions. So the first equation would be 1x plus 1y equals 19. All right. X is the number of 2-point questions, and Y is the number of 5-point questions. So there are a total of 19 questions on the exam. Okay. The second equation would be 2x plus 5y equals 50. So 2x is the number of points available from 2-point questions. 5y is the number of points from 5-point questions. And the whole thing is worth 50. Right? Where are these numbers coming from? There's no way you would be able to figure that out, right? What you're going to be able to do now with this system of equations is, if we were to solve it, you'd be able to figure out how many 2-point questions and how many 5-point questions are on the exam, given that there's 19 total and that the point value for the whole thing is 50. But that's just context. So we're just basically taking the matrix and writing equations. That's all we're doing right now. We're still just transferring between the two. All right, so same deal. The algebra teacher creates an exam. X is number of 2-point questions. Y is number of 5-point questions. So what does this matrix mean? Well, if you were to, well, all right, let me write it out. So I'm not writing it out. If you were to break out this equation, you'd have 1x plus 0y, so just x, is equal to 15. If you were to break out this second equation, 0x, so I'm not going to write it, plus 1y, so just y, is equal to 4. So the context of what this matrix is showing us is that there were 15 2-point questions and 4 5-point questions. Okay, you can check that if you go back and use the two equations from the beginning. 1x plus 1y equals 19. Well, 15 plus 4 does equal 19. And then if you use the second equation, 2x, so 30, 2 times 4 is 30, plus 5y, so 5 times 4 is 20. 30 plus 20 is 50. So that one checks out. So this is essentially what the solution is going to look like. The way that you solve, well, not the way that you solve, but when you solve a system of equations using matrices, the result's going to look like this. Right now, we don't know how to get from point A to point B, but what it looks like at point A is what you saw on part A of this example, and where you're going to end up is this. The in-between part is the part that we haven't talked about yet, but that will be in lesson 1.7. Okay. Now let's look at just the last part of this example. So it's a you try it question. All right, so what we're going to do is convert this matrix into a system of two equations. So 1 and 1 means x plus y, and that equals 10. 3 and 2 means 3x plus 2y, and then that equals 80. Okay. What's a real world situation for that? I mean, it could be the same test thing that we just talked about. I don't know. I think that's what I would go with. Now let's talk about what this represents. Well, that's just x equals 20 then. And y equals 10. All right, so that's it. Um, Let me know if you have any other questions, uh, and give the practice 1.6 a try on Monday. Um, if you got the notes done over the weekend, that's great. Let me know if you have questions, and yeah, we'll see you on Monday and work on some of the practice together.